Hey everybody, welcome to your Monday night training call. So a couple of little things I'm going to do, lots of tips and hints tonight on how to keep momentum going in your business. So what I'm going to share with you today is about how to regain momentum when you're faced with a big setback in your business. We all get setbacks all the time and it happens. I've had quite a lot recently. And people will quit your business. It does happen. If you took on 10 consultants, probably 4 or 5 would quit, and it's nothing to do with you. Don't ever take it personally when people come out of your business. But no one's ever going to call you back about booking events. So it's always up to you to be contacting people and making those relationships with people. No one's ever going to phone you back after a sample drop either. And we all get really, really crap days. Well, I used to get really crap days, but what the key thing is just to give yourself a crap 10 minutes and literally have a little word with yourself. So if you're having what you call a crap day, just retrain your brain, and that can be from listening to some amazing uplifting music to doing your affirmations, or even listening to a great Arbonne podcast. I can't recommend Learn and Burns and listening to SoundCloud enough. So scrap the music in your car, when you're in the shower, whenever you've got those snippets of time. If you're just new to the business, use those pockets of time that we've got. It's amazing how many hours in the day that we've got when we can use that to listen to Discover Arbonne. And that is the core of your business. So once you've learned the DA, the Discover Arbonne, your business will absolutely flourish. And I say this so many times over and over again, because if you're not learning the DA, you can't progress in your business. It's great doing parties to prospect. It's great to get the word out there about the products. But the key is duplication in this business. So if you can't even run a party really without knowing a few bits about the business. And that comes from learning that Discover Arbonne. But going back to us having setbacks all the time and me having my crap days, they now go down to crap 10 minutes. Literally, give yourself a little a pity party for 10 minutes and then get back into this. And it really is about how you deal with situations in your life. And I was always convinced when I first started this business that I would be driving that Mercedes within like 6 months. As soon as I heard the presentation, I was like, I can do this in 6 months. I actually, I really thought that, and I know that I will be a regional vice president by July. But to be honest, I got quite comfortable in my own business, and Arbonne wasn't my number one priority. And I kind of stopped sponsoring for a while because I wasn't in my own personal activity. Now, it's okay to take a breather, but if you take a massive break, it's really hard to play catch up in your business. A lot of you that have been in Arbonne and nodding on the screen, you know what this is like. When you take a bit of a step back, your business is really hard to start building momentum again. Now, last year in July, nearly this time last year, I trapped a nerve and I had 6 weeks out of work. So I was led on my back thinking, shite, I can't inject, I can't do Arbonne. Arbonne was bringing in about £600 a month. That was not enough to cover my rent. So talk about a massive momentum killer for me. But because I was in so much pain, it was really messing with my mindset as well. And this is one trick that I really learned when I was in pain, was to recondition my thoughts as well. And I know a lot of you on this call tonight, I don't think Ali's on here, she's really suffering with her arthritis at the moment, and a lot of kind of others of you do suffer with other medical conditions as well. And I know how tough that is when you're running an Arbonne business as well. But when you have that absolute belief in you that you're going to do this business, Arbonne really helps you to overcome those crap days. And listening to those audios is really key when you're having those. Like when I led there and I was on my back, as it were, I listened to those audios every single day. So every day I was learning, and it just filled up my belief. Now, I was led there on the floor thinking, was I cut out to be a VP, or was I cut out to do Arbonne? Was I a good enough leader? Do I actually inspire other people? But guys, I sat there and I had a little word with myself, and I thought, how dare I not share this amazing opportunity with my clients, my friends, with everybody? And I hadn't heard about Arbonne a few years ago. So if I don't share this opportunity with people in my life, someone else is going to share it with them. And I was talking to Gemma about this earlier, an amazing client who I've had for years. She's such a beautiful girl. Contacted her on Facebook today. She went, oh my God, I've just joined another network marketing company, but if you'd have phoned me, I'd have joined with you because I've been watching you on Facebook. How gutted was I to read that? But my own fault, because I hadn't just jumped in and messaged her. This is happening so many times to me. I even had someone bring another girl that I knew who was a client of mine to one of my Discover Arbonnes. So she joined up with someone else because I hadn't asked her. So don't ever don't ever think that you can't ask people about this business. The worst thing is that someone's going to say no, and that doesn't matter. People say no to me all the time. It doesn't mean it's a no forever, as we already know. But this business is not about us. It's not just about you. It's about us sharing with other people. And we do it all the time. All of us are on Facebook sharing films and holidays, new restaurants. But do you actually get hooked up on something? Say like you recommended to your friends, oh, there's this amazing Thai restaurant down the road, I really recommend you go. You're not going to follow up and go, did you go to that Thai restaurant? That's the only difference with Arbonne, is that we do a follow-up, and we do phone up, and we get a bit afraid of this part, the phoning up and the following up when we make a recommendation. You're doing recommendations every single day. The only difference is when you're recommending films and restaurants is that you're not following up on those leads. But we do it every day anyway. And in that fear of people saying no to us is sometimes what stumps us and what pulls us back in our momentum as well. So regaining momentum is really easy when you are the number one consultant on your team. So you have to step up and you have to show everyone in your team what's possible. So going to every Discover Arbonne, driving miles and miles, which some of you are, to see your consultants, like putting that time and effort and energy into your business will instill something in your consultants as well. It will show them that they have the ability to do that as well. And we hear it time and time again that you have to plug in, you've got to get on the calls, you have to go to your monthly meetings, and you've got to get on your Zoom calls and go to training, go to GTC. But there are no excuses when it comes to this business, because you are not in a 9-to-5 job with Arbonne. You've all got other jobs and things going on, but Arbonne is the spare time that we have. And being very flipping little, I know. Notice I didn't swear there, Mum. Be very proud. But you got to make it happen. You have to make it your priority. And I said this at my talk on Saturday. Arbonne was my plan B. It's now my plan A. And whenever I've got snippets of time, a lunch break, I did a one-to-one at 9 o'clock the other night after work, because it's the only time I could see that woman. But you have to make that commitment to this business and go outside what you would normally do. If you're in a 9-to-5 job, or if you've got children, then you've got to fit it in around your kids. Take your kids with you. Go and see some other mummies, or prospecting when they're in bed. You've got to put it as your plan A in your life, or you're not ever going to step forward out of what you're already doing. Now, you would never see a national vice president not attend a Zoom or a training session or a conference. They're always there. And that's what the difference is with every single one of you on this call tonight. You are here on this call every single week. Like, your commitment is amazing. And I every time I see you on my screen, I'm like, yes, they're going to be so successful in this business because they're committing to this. And you may not see it as like a massive commitment, like coming on a Zoom call, but it is. It's huge, because so many people choose not to, because they think, oh, I'd rather just sit at home and watch TV. And that's fine. I love them for where they are. That's cool if they want to watch TV, but they're not really getting the vision. They're not going to grow in their business, and they're not going to see the potential. And you learn and you grow in this business by committing with your heart and your soul. And when you use the products, which I know you will do and you love them, and you attend the trainings and you get filled up with all the knowledge, you just naturally go out there and you're bursting full of this energy, because Arbonne fills you up with all this new energy that you've got, and you're going to have consultants in your lap wanting to join you because of the energy that you're giving off. So in order to get into momentum, you've also got to surround yourself with people who are doing exactly the same thing. So get into massive activity with sponsoring, with preferred clients and consultants, but you're going to be doing that through presentations, one-to-one business appointments, and sampling out the products. But your calendar has got to be your new best friend. So I've left it over there actually on the sofa, but the plan sheets that's got Monday to Friday, I'll put one of these up on the Facebook page later. I've been doing those like 3 weeks ahead, and I can honestly say my diary is becoming full. So when I see the green gaps, because I've got all mine colour coordinated, when it's a green gap, I'm thinking, oh, I've got no one booked in next Thursday for one-to-ones, and I'm rapidly phoning up people to book appointments. I'm booking ahead now, so my diary is blocked out and full. And yeah, it's the most crazy activity I've ever been in, but I'm actually really, really loving it. So think of your calendar as your new best friend, and looking at that calendar and how many one-to-ones have you all got booked in the next 2 weeks. If there's none, then that's going to show up in your QVs in the next 3 months and the next 6 months, because everyone you're not contacting now will not be reordering again in 6 months. And someone else will ask them about Arbonne. Someone else will poach them from another network marketing company, or even worse from another network marketing company. But they'll probably ask them about Arbonne as well, because it's literally growing so quickly at the moment. So when your calendar is totally full of these presentations and one-to-one, that's when you see momentum starting to build in your business, and it becomes very easy to stay on top of it once you get going again. But the moment that you decide that you're going to treat this like a multi-million pound business that it is, that's when you see the results. So I now treat this with as much respect as I do my green room, if not more energy than my green room. But just remember that we're all building a massive legacy to leave behind as well. And that will never happen overnight. It's never going to be a quick thing that just happens. You have to give it time. You have to give it time to get into activity when you first start as well. It is quite slow when you're first kicking off, and that's cool. But you will start to see the difference in your business 30, 60, 90 days. Now, you know that I'm not a big QV looker on my stats. I'm not one for checking them every single day, because personally, I think if you're checking your stats every single day, you're focused, and Sandy told me this the other day, you're focusing on where you know, it's making it more obvious about where you're not at your business. So I was kind of doing this a couple of weeks ago going, oh my God, that's not very many QVs I've got. It's miles away from regional vice president. I'm stopped doing it, and I'm going to just be checking it in the middle of the month and then at the end of the month, obviously for month end. But everything that I'm doing now will have a massive effect in 30, 60, 90 days with those people reordering, plus all the preferred clients and consultants that I've got. So always think about that. Those people that you're not contacting, it's just, you know, you just contact these people and ask them to look at an opportunity, because you want those people in you. If you've got that buzz about someone, then you want to be calling them and presenting this opportunity to them. But you've got to breathe life into your momentum, and you have to breathe that passion and momentum into yourself and your business, and that comes from doing loads of personal development. If you're new to Arbonne and you've not really done a lot of personal development, you need help with what books to read to get you started, give me a call after this and I'll help you with the books to get started. But whoever's your upline should be coaching you on books to read at the moment anyway. But surrounding yourself with other people that you want to be like as well really, really helps. So don't hang around with what I call the dream stealers. I have lost so many, well, I wouldn't say they're friends actually. I've lost lots of women out of my life who I would used to consider as really good friends, the naysayers. But there's this really old saying that the 5 people that you spend the most amount of time with are the people that you're as successful as. So look at those 5 people that you're spending time with, write them down, really evaluate those people that you're hanging out with, and write down what you admire about them. If there's anything negative in those people, if they're really negative and they're really draining you, then just kind of love them for where they are, but just say, look, I'd really appreciate your support, and use them as your fuel as well. So anybody that's ever dissed me for doing Arbonne, I've had loads of girlfriends that I've lost thinking I'm crazy doing Arbonne, not just doing Green Room. They just kind of like use them as your fuel to almost like prove them right that you are going to be successful. But just make sure that you are staying really, really positive, and that you are passionate, and you are really supportive, and you are, sorry, not you're supportive, you're passionate, and you're being supportive to them as well. So even though they're being negative to you, don't give that back to them and start conflict. Just go, do you know what? That's fine that you have that opinion. Everyone's, you know, it's okay to have that opinion about network marketing. Ask them to come along to one of your presentations and then say, okay, then you can judge me. I did this to the girls that were negative to me and none of them will come along. They didn't want to see it, and that's fine. But just make sure you're staying really upbeat and you're hanging around with really upbeat people, because that will really help you. And I promise you that you'll start to see huge results when you start doing that. You also want to find out on your team, and if you haven't got a team yet, that's fine. Even if you've got one consultant, find out on your team who wants to treat this as a business. And these people become very obvious very quickly. You'll see them on Zoom, you'll see them at Discover Arbonne's, and you'll see them at trainings, and they'll be like, yeah, I'm in, I'm doing this, and I'm coming along to trainings. They're the ones that you really want to put your time into. And there'll be lots of people that join your business, and there'll be lots of people that join your business just to earn a few extra £100, and that's absolutely fine. Like, love them for where they are, that's cool, but don't spend shed loads of time trying to pull them up and trying to make them see the vision. Like, fill them full of confidence and let them know that you're there for them. But you want to put your time and your trusted energy into people who are giving it back to you, who are showing up. And if you treat Arbonne like a hobby, not that any of you on here are, if people do treat it like a hobby, then they're going to be really skint. So they're going to be buying in products and then just not really doing anything with it and just every now and again running a party, then they're going to waste their money. If you treat it like a business, a proper business, then you're going to receive the business check that you deserve, and you're going to get paid even more than what you think that you're worth right now, because in the first couple of years of Arbonne, you won't really be that blown away with the paycheck. Today, mine was nearly $2,000. I'm not saying that to show off. I've only been doing this a year and a half, and I had a huge smile on my face today. I was like, yes, now I'm really seeing the results in my business, because that compound effect, if you haven't read this book yet, Compound Effect is amazing. Compound effect is really starting to kick in. So all those people that had signed up over the last 6 months are reordering, and that's when you really see your business start to massively change. And that doesn't happen from people thinking, oh, they're just going to call up and they're going to join my business, because what people are seeing on my Facebook is that I'm in this business for life, and my passion is so strong. My belief is so strong. Like, I love being a nurse. I love my job, but Arbonne is my number one goal now, my number one passion, and I will put all my time and energy into this now because I can see it working, and I will put time and I breathe belief into everybody around me who's working with me. But work with those in your team that are the key members. So if someone can't set time aside to attend just a free Zoom call, then that's their choice. And it's a choice that we all make every single week to come on this call. So you can choose to stay at home and watch television, or you can choose to build a business. And when you're driving to those Discover Arbonnes and you're really knackered at night time, or when you're driving to trainings, or you're, whatever trainings you're doing, think about what's making you feel tired. Because I started really quickly to realise that Arbonne actually energised me more than any amount of fizz stick, and you know how much I love my fizz. But it was actually my day job that was completely knackering me. And we do sometimes, we want to go into that, oh God, I don't want to go to training tonight, I just want to stay at home and cuddle up on the sofa. I was a bit like that when I first started Arbonne, because I was like, oh God, it's like a bit of an effort. But then I started to see that after every single Arbonne event and every single Zoom call that I attended or dialed into and listened, it literally filled me up, and I was like buzzing so much I couldn't sleep at night. And that's when I knew that I was on the right path and that I was really enjoying it. So it wasn't my green room it wasn't Arbonne that was making me feel really tired. It was the green room that was zapping me all day. So this is really key in your Arbonne business as well, knowing where your energy and your tiredness is coming from. So start to, look at your life as well. Look at your nutrition, obviously, and your diet, how that's making you feel. And ask yourself as well, like, if you sit there and, if you're sitting there thinking, even tonight, like, this is a bit of a ball ache to get on the call, ask why you're having those thoughts. I don't think any of you sat on this call are at all. You're all sat there smiling, look at you and going, no. But some people do, and that's fine when you just first start Arbonne, and you will get those moments where you have your absolute light bulb moments in Arbonne. I've had quite a few, and a few recently as well. So moving on about duplication, because duplication is the key to your business, and the more people you speak to, the more it will grow. So last week I had 16 one-to-ones, and I think it was 14 no's. That's the most I've ever had, and it's fine. People say no to Sarah Dunning. Not that I'm comparing myself to that woman. She's amazing. But you just got to see the scale of people that you need to ask. And it doesn't mean, I could have spoke to 3 people last week and 3 might have said yes. It's just a numbers game. We hear that all the time, don't we? But the more no's we're getting, the closer we are to a yes. That's what I always think inside me. And it's cool, because when they've said no to me, out of I'm sure it's 15, maybe even 16 no's that I had, 5 of them have booked workshops. So what I say to get over that massive no, because it can be quite, when you meet up with them for the second time, you feel like, oh my God, I've spent all that time doing like a chat with them, and I've driven to see them, and then I go back and meet them, and now they're saying no. You do sometimes feel that, even I do still. And then I flip it around and I go, right, okay, I get this isn't for you, and that's totally fine, but could you really help me? And the key word here is to say help, because women love to help you, okay? Would you be able to help me out, get 6 people in front of me to show this business to, host a Pamper and Prosecco evening, you'll get a free gift, and it'll just be a really fun evening. I won't ask you ever again about the business. It's fine that it's not for you. But I think because of your personality and how lovely and warm and bubbly you are, give them those compliments, whatever you're feeling, I really think it might be for people in your life, because I reckon you attract those sorts of people into your life. And I've had 5 workshops, so 6 workshops now that I've got booked all through June and July. Never had so many workshops booked. So I'm well excited about that. So normally I would go, okay, no worries, and then walk away and be like, oh man, good. They said no. Now I'm like, right, switch it around. How can I get a positive out of this no? So just asking them to host some Pamper and Prosecco evenings is great. So when I joined Arbonne, I joined this business to create a bigger income, and now I'm in this business to create a massive difference in other people's lives. Sounds mega cheesy, doesn't it? But I get so much pleasure out of doing these trainings with you guys. I'm watching people grow as people. I'm like, one of you guys phoned me up today and was like, just like how I changed her life, and she was so like grateful that I'd introduced her to Arbonne, and just so lovely to hear that on the phone as well, and because she was in a really shit place as well. And you guys all know how crazy my days are, but one thing that I have stopped saying is that I'm tired, because when you say this, your body will live as a tired person. And if you can't find any consultants to join your team, it's probably because you're saying it or you're thinking it. So if you're feeding out those words into your brain that no one will ever join, no one's joining my team, or people are joining, they're dropping out. If you keep saying those words, then guess what? That's actually going to happen. So be careful what you're saying and what you're thinking every single day, because you're putting that energy out there. And if you're saying things like, I can't find any consultants, or all my consultants are not staying with me, then you're going to feed that energy out there, and it's quite a toxic energy to have. So you'll either attract no one, or even worse, you'll actually attract quite toxic people into your business who will drag you down. So how do we get into a really good mindset every single day? And how do we attract those amazing fired up consultants that are really fun and friendly, that become our bestest friends? How do we do that? Well, I do this personally from affirmations every single day. And if I don't do them, I don't have such a good day. Take out my exercise and healthy eating, which is a huge part, I think, of every single day. If I don't do my affirmations, you guys have seen my pictures. I've taken you around my house before. I've got them in the kitchen, in my shower, where I do my makeup on the mirror. So I'm reading them every single day. And before, like, if I put shampoo in my hair, before I take it out, I'm like reading the affirmation. When I put the conditioner in, like, I'm reading the affirmations again and again and again. And sometimes people feel a bit weird about doing affirmations. I did when I first started reading them out. It sounded a bit weird, but if you don't do them, then it sounds crazy, but you're not as likely to succeed. And you might be sat there thinking, she sounds crazy. What, I've got to read some words on a paper and it's going to actually happen. If you think they're weird, who cares? Do them anyway, and then tell me that they haven't worked in a month's time. So get your pens and papers out, pen and paper out, and a lot of you have got pens. Oh, there's Dorian on the screen. Hi, mate. You all got pens and papers. So I'm just going to share, because you probably can't write as fast as I talk. I'm losing my voice. So much talking today. So this is a fantastic affirmation, and then you can add on the bottom. Lara taught me this from her area training. So I am so happy and grateful for perfect health. I am so happy and grateful for perfect health, unstoppable confidence, and a constant abundance of time, freedom, and money. So I'll just read that again. I am so happy and grateful for perfect health, unstoppable confidence, and a constant abundance of time, freedom, and money into my life. I attract the right people, resources, and opportunities that will enable me to. And it's great to write these down on, like, the revision cue cards. Sally, I know you bought a few. Ages ago. I put on Facebook ages ago, buy cue cards, and then I forgot to do this with you guys ages ago. So you get to use cue cards now. You can stick them all over your house. So after this, after it says that will enable me to, then you put number 1. So mine is complete region on the 30th of July 2016, because being the dumbass that I am, I thought that there were 30 days in July. So because I've been saying it for like 6 months now, I've got to keep it as the 30th. And it enables me the last day of the month to help you guys. So all good. Number 2 And number 3, number 4, you can put as many, I've got 4 on mine, but just whatever you want at the moment, put it on there. So mine's also to take 3 of my team to area manager level. Could be to attract 10 new consultants in my team by the end of July. And it doesn't have to be July, by the way, that's just my deadline. Yours can be whenever. Don't put yours on mine because it's personal. And every single day I read those. And as spooky as you think it might sound, the amount of amazing people I'm attracting into my business is fabulous. Because that's one of my affirmations as well, is that I attract hardworking, positive, kind, friendly women into my team. And look who's on the call. Lovely women. So I can't encourage those enough. So do those every day. And if you're thinking, oh, I haven't got enough time, then do it when you're doing your makeup. As I said, I've got, my little routine in the shower, washing my hair, doing mine, washing my body, read my affirmations. It does really work. But yours can be whatever you want to be. All right, girly whirlies. You got any questions? I'm going to unshare the page. You all good? Thumbs up. All right, cool. I will see you, Gemma and Rachel. 2 thumbs. I will see you guys on Martin's call. Sounds like a good one tonight, actually. So I'll see you on there. Bye.